I'll be able to hang in there.
What was the injury?
My knee.
What's going on, guys? Justin here, and today I am going to go over the top 10 free agent signings in Green Bay Packers history according to me. So let's start it off at number 10 with Santana Dotson. And I didn't even know who he was before doing research for this video because I was born in the year 2000. But Santana Dotson was a pass rushing defensive tackle that signed with the Packers in 1996. The Packers already had a great run stuffer in Gilbert Brown, but needed to get to the quarterback from the interior, so Dotson was the perfect player. He played 6 seasons with the Packers, recording 26 sacks and 5 forced fumbles. He was a key player on 2 Super Bowl teams, winning Super Bowl 31, in which he recorded a sack. He left the Packers in 2002, playing one final year with the Washington Redskins. A solid starter that helped the Packers get to 2 Super Bowls is worthy of the number 10 spot. Ryan Pickett enters this list at spot number 9. He signed a 4-year deal with the Packers in the 2006 offseason. He initially signed as a run-stuffing defensive tackle, but moved along the defensive line throughout his 8-year career in Green Bay. And he was a starter for all 8 years, too. He played in 11 playoff games for the Packers, and most notably was instrumental in one of the biggest plays of Super Bowl 45. The Steelers were driving down 4 heading into the fourth quarter, and on the first play of the final period, Ryan Pickett and Clay Matthews sandwiched running back Rashad Mendenhall in the backfield, allowing Clay Matthews to force a fumble, completely changing the tide of the game, a play that the Packers fans will never forget. The 8th best Packers free agent signing of all time is Frank Winters, another player that I didn't know about before making this video. Winters played for 3 different teams from 1987 to 1991, predominantly as a long snapper. He signed with the Packers in 1992 to do the same, but had the chance to play on the offensive line due to some injuries. Winters turned this opportunity into an 11-year career in Green Bay, being named a starter each season. He was a part of the Super Bowl teams, made the Pro Bowl in 1996, and was selected to the All-Pro first team in 1999 according to the Packers website. He was later inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame in 2008, a versatile and reliable offensive lineman that I never heard about prior to this video. The most recent signing on this list is Xavier McKinney, coming in at the number 7 spot. You could make the argument that he should be higher considering his accolades so far, but he has only played 2 seasons with the Packers, so we should let this one play out for a bit. McKinney signed in the 2024 offseason and immediately made a splash, starting the season with 5 straight games with an interception, becoming the first player since 1970 to record an interception in his first 5 games with the team. He finished the year with 8 total en route to a Pro Bowl selection and a first-team All-Pro nod. This past season, McKinney only had 2 picks, but was still selected to the All-Pro second team, showing that he is one of the best safeties in the entire NFL. He's still only 27 years old and could go down as one of the all-time greatest free agent acquisitions in Packers history. Julius Peppers enters this list as the 6th best free agent signing by the Packers. Peppers already had a Hall of Fame career before joining the Packers, having played for 12 years, and he was past his prime, but he was still able to build on that career in Green Bay. In his 3 seasons for the Packers, Peppers recorded 25 sacks and 2 interceptions, both of which he returned for a touchdown, and he was able to secure a Lambeau Leap. He even made the Pro Bowl in 2015 at 35 years old. He played in 2 NFC Championship games for the Packers, but he did unfortunately tell Morgan Burnett to slide down during his interception return in the 2014 NFC Championship game. Pretty much everything went wrong in that game, but that may have been able to be avoided if Peppers didn't do that. Regardless, I still think this signing was a massive success, and I am putting him above McKinney because he should have been a key contributor on a Super Bowl team, but can definitely understand if you have McKinney higher. Speaking of Super Bowl contributor, Desmond Howard comes in as the 5th best free agent signing in Packers history. Howard had 2 separate one-season stints in Green Bay, with the first being most notable. In 1996, he led the NFL in punt return yards, punt return average, and punt return touchdowns. He also holds the NFL record in punt return yards for a season at 875. No one else in history has broken the 700-yard threshold. In the postseason, he had a punt return for the touchdown against the 49ers, as well as a different 46-yard punt return that set up a score.
Howard takes the punt, flips 4 tackles. He could go all the way.
his fourth return of a punt for a touchdown this year. He doesn't get the good leverage. Yeah, he don't hurt the ribs.
Strangely though, he was late for the second half kickoff, so the Packers only went out with 10 men on the field, and the 49ers kicked off and ended up recovering the kick for a touchdown. Probably not the right thing to include in this video, but I never knew it happened, and in hindsight, it is hilarious. Later that postseason, the Packers were up 27-14 at halftime in the Super Bowl. However, the Patriots scored to cut the lead to 6 late in the third quarter, but immediately following the touchdown, Desmond Howard returned the kickoff 99 yards for a score, putting the Packers back up 13 and essentially ending the game. Howard finished with 90 punt return yards and 154 kickoff return yards with the touchdown, totaling 244 all-purpose yards, which tied a Super Bowl record. His performance won him the Super Bowl MVP award, making Howard the only player to ever win the award based solely on special teams performance. So because of this one season, he cracks the top 5 greatest Packers free agent signings. This might be a bit controversial, but I am putting Zadarius Smith as the 4th best free agent signing for the Green Bay Packers. The pass rusher signed a 4-year deal in 2019 after 4 years in Baltimore and contributed immediately. Zadarius totaled 26 regular season sacks across his first 2 years on the team, and in those 2 years, he made 2 Pro Bowls and received a second-team All-Pro selection. He was one of the best pass rushers in the league over that stretch. Though in 2021, he suffered a back injury that caused him to miss pretty much the entire regular season. He did return for the playoffs, and on his first play, sacked Jimmy Garoppolo for a big loss on 3rd down. I was actually at this game, and at this point, I thought the Packers were gonna win the Super Bowl. Zadarius was then cut the following offseason to save cap space, but his relationship with the Packers had also deteriorated. It was speculated that he was unhappy with how they handled his injury, and he may have also been upset that he was not selected as a captain that season. Regardless, he was very good for the Packers, notching 2 NFC Championship game appearances and 4 playoff sacks. I know it ended on bad terms, but I will not let anyone forget how good Zadarius was for that 2-year stretch. Finally, getting into the top 3, we have another player that I have never heard of before making this video, and that is Sean Jones. The defensive end signed with Green Bay on the back end of his career, joining the team at 32 years old in 1994. He played 3 years for the Packers, recording 24.5 sacks during the regular season. He received 2 second-team All-Pro selections too, those being in 1994 and 1995. He added 4 postseason sacks as well, ultimately winning Super Bowl 31, which was the final game of his career. A 2-time All-Pro and a contributor on a Super Bowl champion team, comes in as the 3rd best free agent signing in Packers history. The 2nd best free agent signing in Green Bay Packers history is Charles Woodson, one of my most favorite players of all time. Like Julius Peppers, Woodson probably had a Hall of Fame career prior to joining the Packers, but he absolutely added to that after coming to Green Bay. Woodson signed a 7-year contract in 2006, which is just unheard of these days. Over his Packers career, Woodson recorded 38 interceptions, 11.5 sacks, 9 pick sixes, and 1 fumble return touchdown. In 2009, he was named Defensive Player of the Year with 2 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 9 interceptions, 3 of which were returned for a touchdown. As a Packer, Woodson was a 2-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler, and 1 Super Bowl 45. He was also inducted into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. He made the 2000s All-Decade Team too, and he also set countless records, which would need an entire video to just go over those. One of the greatest defensive backs of all time, and the 2nd best free agent signing by the Packers. And to no one's surprise, the greatest free agent signing in Packers history is Reggie White. Reggie White started his pro football career in the USFL, and after 2 years, he signed with the Eagles. He played in Philadelphia for 8 years, where he too already built a Hall of Fame career. In 1993, he was a free agent once again and signed a 4-year, $17 million deal with the Green Bay Packers, making him the 3rd highest paid player in the NFL. And this move is widely considered the first truly massive superstar free agent signing in modern NFL history. He spent 6 years in Green Bay, recording 68.5 sacks and 13 forced fumbles. His accolades during this stretch include 2 Super Bowl appearances and Super Bowl 31 champion, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 4-time second-team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, 1990s All-Decade Team, and the 1998 Defensive Player of the Year award, where he recorded 16 sacks and 4 forced fumbles. He was eventually inducted into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame and had his number 92 retired, so no one else will ever wear 92. An absolute home run of a free agent signing, which helped the Packers bring home the Lombardi Trophy for the first time in almost 30 years. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and let me know if I left anyone out and any other thoughts that you guys have on my list in the comments below.